So let's check together 5 reasons why you have to learn the filter function in Excel. The first reason is you can get a single or multiple results with only one function. No need to use any function combination or any complicated formulas anymore. The second reason is this function can be updated automatically. No need to do any refresh, for example, for the pivot table or any other functions. For reason 3, you can get the data you need, whether it was depending on a single condition or a multiple conditions. As you can see here, you can link it with a drop-down list that can extract the data you need directly, whether it was depending on a single drop-down list or a multiple drop-down list at the same time. And the fourth reason is that you can nest it with another function like count, just to get the count of the values without extracting the values itself. And finally, it's super easy to use. That's in my point of view. No more any complicated formulas, no any helper columns. You can extract the data you need in fast and simple way. So let's get started. Before we start, and as usual, let me tell you that the file we'll be using in this video is linked below in the description. You can download it and follow along with me step by step. Let's have a look on the table we have, and including the data we will work on it. It's simple table and very simple one, including 3 columns. The first one is the store, and the second one is the category, and finally the price per unit for each category per each store. And also we have here a drop-down list that including the store location. We have store in California, New York, and Texas. All we need to do is to select the store we need, and we need to have an overview for the data or extracting the data from the table we have in this area. But before that, let's have a look generally on the syntax of the filter function. If we try to type equal and then filter, then we will see that including 3 different parts. The first part is the array, and as we mentioned before, that the array is the range that including the data we need. And the next part is include. Here you can put your any condition you need. Based on it, the function will extract the data you want, and here you can add one condition or multiple condition at the same area. Finally, it's not a mandatory part, it's if empty. If your conditions is not met and not matching any of these results, what should the function do then? And we will take it part by part. So let's get started now. Let's start with equal and then type filter. The first one or the first part is the array. So we can select here the table that including the data we need and also including the condition you will set. Now we can press comma to move to the next part, which is include. As we just mentioned, that include part we can add the condition we need. Based on it, the function will extract the data from the row table or from the data set we already or previously selected. So in our example here, we are seeking to get the store name that comes from this drop-down list, and in order to do that, we are requested to select the store column from the data we already selected and then put our condition that equal, then select the result from the store drop-down list. Now we can add if empty, or we can close our bracket and press enter. When we pressed enter, now we have everything that including store New York, as we already selected here, with its category and price per unit. Let's try to change that drop down list result from here, from New York to California. Now we can find that everything is sorted and everything changing automatically based on the selection or based on the changing in the condition we already set. That's a very simple way to use the filter function, but can we use it in another column, or it just logged on the first column in our table? Let's have a look to our next sample here. Now we have the same drop down list, but it's checking the category and we have all the categories in the table. All we need is to select the category and we need the filter function doing its magic and extract the data we want based on the condition in the category field. Let's try that. We will type equal, then filter, we will select the array that including the data and we'll press comma to move to the include part. As we just mentioned, that include part is including the condition we need to apply. How we can do that? Let's select the condition column. In our case here, it's the category. So let's select that column and then type equal, then select at the top here the result from the category drop down list. Then we can type comma to move to the last part, which is if empty. So if empty, we can type it as we need. For example, not found between double quotes and close our bracket, then press enter. As you can see here now, you have multiple stores but the same category with different prices per unit. So if we change that category to another thing like that, it will expand and collapse automatically. No need to do some refresh. Forget about that. You set it once and it will work and do its magic automatically after that. For example, if we choose food and beverage, it will expand to include these 3 items in the category area. I know that you have a question that does it work only with equal sign, or in another word, can I use more than or greater than or less than or not? Let's try it together. Let's assume that you have a condition here which is greater than like $50, and we need only to extract the data or the results from the data set that greater than or equal $50. Let's try it together. Let's type equal, filter, and then we will select the array here, then comma to move to the include part, and our condition here this time is in the price per unit column. So let's select it and then type greater than or more than or equal the number in this cell. Then we can press comma to move to if empty, and then we will type manually not found, and then close our double quote, close our bracket, and press enter. As you can see here now, everything is extracted with the condition you already set, which is more than 50. And if you change that to be, for example, 100 here, $100, you will see that your extracted data is collapsed to include only the stores and category greater than or equal 100. For example, let's try to get a higher number like 500 and press enter. Now you have only one record, which telling you that the data you are trying to extract from the data set is not found. Let's get back to a reasonable number, for example 200, and press enter. Now we have this data set extracted from the data source that including 200 or more than 200. But can I combine that with another function to get only the number of these records? I don't need to show all numbers. I only want to calculate the count of these items. Yes, you can. If we copy this formula, for example, as it is, and put it here, but before it we can add our function that count the number of records. Now at this situation we will go for count and then close the count bracket and press enter. Now as you can see, we have 12 records. If we can check that, it's count 12. If we change that number to be 250, for example, now we have 0. 220, we will have 5 records only that included in the price per unit and more than or greater than or equal 220. Very important tip to understand while using the filter: if the range that should expand to include all the results, including any kind of data. For example, let's type here test and press enter. Now you will have a spell error, which means that the function cannot spell and something stop it from spelling to expand the entire range that needed to include the data, that needed to put the data in. And in order to solve that, you can simply delete any text or any space that stop the function from spelling. If we clear that, you will have the function results expanding to display all the results. But all of that situation that we already came across including only one condition, whether it was the store, the category, or the price per unit. So let's try another approach and find the data we need or extract the data we need based on multiple conditions. So in our situation here, we are going to check the store in addition to the category together at the same function. Let's try that here. Let's start by equal filter and then select the entire range, that including the data we need, and for include. As normal, we will go for selecting the store as the first condition, the store range, and equal select the result from this drop-down list. And let's stop here for a second. In order to add another condition to our formula, we need to add the first condition between bracket, and after that we will type asterisk, which Excel can understand and the formula can understand that this is another thing to add to include. We will open the first bracket for the second condition and select the second condition range, which is the category, and type equal, then select the second condition here. Let's close that and then move to the last part. It's not mandatory, but it's good to have if empty, and this time we'll type no result. Close the double quote and close our bracket and press enter. Now we have only one item from all of this list, that including the store California and the category food and beverage. Let's select that to another thing, for example, clothing. It's only one record. Electronics, there is no any record, including California and electronics at the same row. Let's try another one, beauty and personal care. Now we have two items here with two different prices per unit, and also we can use, for example, baby products and travel, displaying no result. If we can change that to be New York, for example, we have here everything is changing automatically. The lovely part of using the filter function, when you turn your range, that including the data source itself, into a table. So let's press Ctrl T from our keyboard and press OK to transform the normal range into a table design. If we added another thing here, so now we are checking New York and travel category. Let's try to do that here. If we add New York here and press tab, as you can see, notice this area while typing travel, it's a new line added. The results expanding to include the new record because you turn your data source from being a normal range into a table. And we can add here a random number, for example, $120, and press enter. Now everything is added in the category table and also the store table, and for sure it's added here in the last table, that including the two conditions we added. Very important and powerful function in Excel from Microsoft. Try to explain it in a very simple way. If you really like it, let me know in the comments below what do you think about it, if it's easy to use or if it's really complicated for you. And if you like this video, don't forget to give a thumb up and make sure to subscribe not to miss any of our upcoming videos. Don't miss the file link, it's included down there in the description. You can download it and try it by yourself. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.